Welcome to the second video of today's Sports Throwback Thursday. And because we're in March Madness season and the Sweet 16 begins tonight, I'm taking it back to 1990. March 23rd, 1990, Sweet 16 between Ball State Cardinals and the UNLV Rebels. The UNLV Rebels had a terrific squad. They were great all season long. They were dominant all season long. And then you have a Ball State Cardinals team that surprised so many people that season. They defeated a very good Oregon State team led by future Hall of Famer Gary Payton. And it was his last game before entering the NBA draft. So they defeated some impressive teams in the tournament. And Oregon State was one of them that Ball State just surpassed them. And they were the number 12 seed entering the tournament. Ball State, they won the MAC conference title. They went back to back, by the way. And this was the first team in the MAC to reach the Sweet 16. They were 13-3 in MAC conference that year. And this is the best season in their program history. Cardinals, they had good players like Paris McCurdy, Curtis Kidd, and Chandler Thompson. As for UNLV, we had Larry Johnson, Stacey Augmon, Greg Anthony, Anderson Hunt. This was a great team, and that year they went 16-2 in the Big West Conference play. And like I said, they were dominant all season long. But Ball State, they gave them a run for their money. They made the game competitive. They played good defense. They shared the ball well. I like the way Ball State came into this. Ball State came into this game and the way they played this game, and the fact that they managed to hang on in the second half was even much more impressive. They were trailing at halftime, but they came and they didn't lose poise. They didn't quit. They stayed tough and they made it competitive. What saddens me about March Madness is that I'm all for NIL. I'm all for players getting paid and stuff like that. But the transfer portal has gotten out of hand to a certain extent. And I just feel that the days of seeing Cinderella teams are slowly dwindling down, even though this year Colorado State almost knocked out Maryland. We have McNeese who took out Kansas. No. It wasn't Kansas. It was Clemson. Arkansas defeated Kansas. So upsets are still going to be there. Cinderella teams are still there, but it's not going to be as much going forward compared to what we saw back in those days. So, and players stayed in college for longer periods of time at that time. So I would like to see Ball State, Minnesota, and these other teams compete in the NCAA tournament in the future. But in this game, Chandler Thompson, he led Ball State with 21 points. McCurdy added 17. Kidd had a double-double with 11 points and 12 rebounds. As for the Rebels, Larry Johnson, Stacey Augmon, they both had 20 points to lead the team. Like I said, even though Ball State Cardinals, they lost to UNLV 69-67, but you got to give them props for battling and for making the game competitive. UNLV went on to dismantle other teams, especially Duke, in that national title game. As Christian Laettner said in his documentary 30 for 30, I Hate Christian Laettner, they slaughter us. And boy, they slaughtered them by 30 points, I believe it was. So UNLV went on to win the national title that year. But man, we can never forget, and we shouldn't forget, Ball State Cardinals. of that 1990 squad. Also, we can't forget Loyola Marymount. They also went deep in the tournament that year. So I like seeing small schools or schools that are under the radar making it a deep run in the NCAA tournament. I like to see that. I'm all for the underdogs. I'm all for small market teams, small schools. Those are the ones that I always root for the most. Yes, we love seeing big time schools competing, but it's much more intriguing, much more better storyline when it is schools that are, I think 2 or 3 years ago, it was St. Peter's that was making this magical run. That's a great story. That's what we love seeing in March Madness. So, but I'm hopeful that we will see that going forward, but it's going to be much more tougher because of the NIL and transfer portal. And that concludes today's Sports Throwback Thursday. I already gave you guys part 1. This is part 2. One for boxing and one for March Madness. And hopefully Sweet 16, this weekend's Sweet 16 and Elite 8 will be a beauty. So thank you for tuning in. Please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And as always, be safe. And may God bless each and every one of you. Enjoy Sweet 16 and enjoy the Elite 8.